Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Yeonni, and for today's Mental Health Monday video, I wanted to put together a video all about mental health tips and my tricks and tips and advice on how to stay afloat emotionally and mentally during the job searching process. We could of course put in parentheses job searching process during a pandemic, because that is pretty much what I experienced the past 6 months, and with it came various new levels of lows and just difficulties and emotional duress that came with that. But anyway, these are tips that I found throughout my time of unemployment that I ended up using in my own everyday life that I believe helped me quite a lot to keep running this marathon of job searching. So I hope that these tips will be able to help you out as well if you are in a similar situation, or if you know anyone who is in a similar situation. If you do, I hope you can send this video to them, or share any of these tips I might have shared with you, because I just hope that I can do anything to help out anyone who is in a similar situation to myself. So this is going to be a long and meaty video, so let's just get straight into it. So my first tip is treat job searching like a job. I remember the first time I heard this, I was like, oh, yeah, it is kind of like a job. There's so much that goes into job searching, not only just the actions of searching it up, going on all these little databases to look for job opportunities, but also like making phone calls, sending emails back and forth, having a schedule, like scheduling Zoom calls. It is like a job. Once I realized that, I realized I wanted to make structure. I needed structure in my day-to-day in order to carve out time to really seriously treat job searching like a job. And the way I did that was I tried to make sure that every day, at least 2 to 3 hours, I would be dedicating to the job search. I was looking for new jobs. I was checking up on previous applications. I was checking all my junk folders, making sure no emails were lost. I was trying to follow up with certain people I had interviewed with if it had been like 1 to 2 weeks, trying to see what my status was. I was checking up on my resume every day, making sure everything is intact. I think that really helped me with my feeling of anxiety and depression about the job search, because having a routine is known to help people struggling with symptoms of anxiety, because it feels more like we're in control. I don't know when I'll be getting a job. However, I know that today I'm going to be doing my very best to do everything I can to push myself closer to that goal, and having that feeling of control again helped me a lot with my feeling of anxiety, and also helped me feel more motivated, which in turn helped me feel less depressed. There would be days where I'd be like, what's the point of getting up today? But then the point is so that I can get up and look for jobs, making sure I'm following up and hustling in a way. And this kind of routine and structure really helped me to stay focused. Another thing that helped me to treat my job searching like a job was to stay organized. I had a Moleskine notebook that had been forgotten ever since the pandemic began. I'm someone who loves to schedule. I love to have lists. But then when the pandemic hit and I didn't have a job anymore, I just really felt like, what's the point? I got into that sort of defeatist thinking, and then I really tried to combat that by pulling out that same Moleskine notebook again, opening it up to a new page, putting today's date, and writing down, what am I going to get done today? I made sure to stay organized. I created a little corner in the apartment, which would be the things I need to get done today. Here's my iPad. Here's my Moleskine with my to-do list. Here's my GRE notebook. These are all the things that I'm getting done today. So staying organized physically by using my Moleskine really helped me to stay organized in my mind and to keep my priorities straight at this time, making me realize that thinking in this defeatist way of what's the point is not really pushing me towards anywhere I want to be. Number 2 tip I have for anyone going through the job searching process is identify your goals. So when we talk about goals, obviously in this context, the long-term main goal is, I'm assuming, get a job, right? Find employment. Stop being unemployed. However, a lot of the times when we have a goal that is so kind of broad, vague, like find a job, it can feel really overwhelming as we go through the day-to-day and we don't feel much closer to that goal. Having more concrete, small goals can really help you to feel more motivated. Not only feel motivated, but really help you physically move closer to that long-term goal. So in the context of job searching, what are the small goals that I can write down and check off that can help me push closer to that goal? And certain things I did included, obviously, like I said, spending a certain amount of time every day searching for jobs. I can check that off. That brings me closer. I also made sure to keep reading books that kept me motivated and kept me going, and also kept refreshing my mind and my skills and my commitment to what this big goal is. And a book that I want to recommend for any of my therapists or mental health workers out there who might be unemployed right now is this book. This book is called Maybe You Should Talk to Someone by Lori Gottlieb. This book was so worth the read. I'm terrible at explaining what books are about without giving things away. So I'll link this book down below in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. But if anything, how this book affected me positively, it reminded me of why I wanted to work in the mental health field, why I'm working so hard every day to look for jobs, and the gift of working with people in the mental health field, and the passion that the author has for her clients and for her work and for her commitment to her own self-growth through the process. I could really relate to that. And then the parallel that I saw in this author of her trying to figure out her own baggage while also trying her best to be there for her clients, it brought me back so many memories of working in the field and of why I wanted a job again and why it was so important to me. So yeah, my goal was to read more books that would motivate me and really inspire me, and this was a book that definitely did that. So like I said, highly recommend if you are interested. Link that down below. Other things that I looked into was maybe getting some sort of a certification or training during my downtime of unemployment, because there is a lot of downtime. I'm not at a job 9 to 5 anymore, and I can't spend 8 hours a day looking for jobs. I tried, and a lot of the times there just aren't that many job opportunities, especially right now, unfortunately, during the pandemic. Unfortunately, the one that I really wanted to do required me to pay a lot of money, and I just don't have that kind of money right now. But anyway, there is plenty of free trainings out there. You can learn a new language, that's free training, which is always great for you. So small goals. I felt so much more accomplished being able to check off small goals that I know will push me towards my bigger goal. The number 3 tip I have is commit to self-care. Just like how you're committing to job searching and taking it as a job, right? You also need to commit to self-care. Take a hiatus from a day of job searching if you're feeling especially burnt out. Job searching process isn't just sending out applications, right? It's reworking your resume over and over again, reworking your cover letter over and over again, maybe even going to interviews or doing Zoom interviews or phone interviews. It's so emotionally exhausting, and you need time to take for yourself, time to rest your mind. And all of this isn't being lazy. A lot of the times there's this narrative that self-care is selfish, or self-care means you're just lazy or self-indulgent. No, self-care is a way for you to get closer to your goal of getting the job. If you are totally mentally burnt out, will you be as prepared as you can be for your interview the next day? No. So instead of spending time trying to finish up like reading a textbook or trying to apply to 10 more jobs before your interview the next morning, close your laptop, get off your phone, and maybe spend some time for yourself. You need to make sure that your mind is sharp, that your heart is at peace, and you are in control of yourself when you're going into an interview, right? That's the way that you make yourself feel the most prepared. So prioritize and commit to self-care. It is so important. Understand your triggers. During the job searching process, like I said, there's a lot of high emotions. A lot of the times, like for myself, my identity, it was so, and is, I'm still working on it, is so tied to my job. And some days I just felt so depressed and so unmotivated and just so much negative self-talk. That's what we call it in the field, where before anyone even gets a chance to say anything negative to me, I'm already negative self-talking myself, where I'm like, you'll never get that job, or like, you don't qualify for that, you're never gonna get anywhere in life. How terrible. Negative self-talk is actually a concept that comes from cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. Us as people, we could end up getting stuck in this pattern of negative self-talk, and we don't even realize it. That's why CBT is so cool, because you get to kind of bring out to the consciousness what is happening in the unconscious. Anyway, that's just me being a little mental health nerd right now, but negative self-talk can pop up way more than you'd think during the duress of a job searching process. So it is very important to understand your triggers, establish boundaries. Let's say no LinkedIn before going into bed, no looking for jobs out of this time period that you allocate for yourself. Those are certain boundaries that you can establish. Keep your mental health and your emotional health intact so that you can be the best job applicant you can be. And that actually goes into my last tip, which is seek out emotional support. During the job searching process, you can feel really alone. I felt really alone, not just because I'm the only one who doesn't have a job. Clearly, so many people in America have lost their jobs. But I felt alone because I think firsthand, just the first level is my own expectations for myself, and I just wanted to kind of sulk, to be honest. But I also felt alone because it's actually easier to talk to you guys on the camera, people in the public that I don't know, about my failures and the mistakes I've made. But a lot of the times it's harder for me to talk about those things to people in my own life, because I feel like, at least for my family and my close friends, I want to seem like I'm okay, because I know they're going through a lot. Seeking emotional support can bring to you various levels of feelings of insecurity and not being sure of who to reach out to, how to talk to them. So if you have emotional support in your life, seek out those emotional support systems. And let's say you don't, or even if you do, let's say you don't really want to talk to them. There's various online platforms like forums or like even YouTube communities. I'll try to find some and link them down below. And you can be totally anonymous, but I know Reddit has a huge like unemployment thread, and it's been blowing up since the pandemic, obviously. To be able to tell people genuinely what you're going through, and to be able to talk to people and that kind of emotional support, even if they're a stranger on the internet, it can be really helpful, because it shows us that we really are not alone. A lot of the times, even if we know factually, like, we need to see it in person, I think, to really believe it. That's just how human nature works at times. So go on these threads and forums if you need that kind of emotional support. And I guarantee you, I posted a few times on these forums too, and it's the craziest thing where like a stranger with the username psychology lover 123 can say, "Hey Yeonni, I'm in the same place as you. It has been really hard. I see you. I feel you. Have you tried this like job searching outlet? Like, I found a few opportunities there." Or like, "If you want me to look at your resume, I can do that for you." Complete strangers. I think a lot of the times it's in times of crisis and really low points where, at least for me, I can see really the goodness of humanity and the strength and resilience that can really give us a lot of hope. So just to finish off this video, I want to say, yeah, like I've said multiple times in this video, job searching is really, really hard. It plays a toll on your emotional and mental health. And as we know on this channel, emotional and mental health directly connects with our physical health. So you can also feel the physical symptoms of the stress that you're going through right now. It's hard. It's really hard. But I'm hoping that with these tips that I put together, but also have used myself, this video can really help you to feel motivated and encouraged, and most importantly, help you feel not alone. You will get out of this. That's what's important. I want to finish off this video by sharing with you guys that I got a job. I finally found a job after 6 months of job searching and so much emotional turmoil. I got the official offer this week, and I'm still processing. It still doesn't feel real. Obviously, these aren't some magical steps that got me and guaranteed me this job offer, but it helped me to keep going. I realized that job searching isn't a race. If anything, it's sort of like a marathon where you have to just keep going. And these tips are tips that I used every single day that help me to get back up, you know. And of course, some days I took off because I had to. I was going through so much in my head and in my heart. But I can tell you that for me, these tips help me to stay in the marathon. And I'm here where I finally have a job offer. And I wanted to put this video to encourage you guys and motivate you and let you know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I wouldn't say all the struggling was worth it per se. I don't think anyone deserves to struggle to get a good outcome. But during the pandemic, I can really like give myself a pat on the back for having followed through with these tips that have really helped me a lot, and having not given up. I didn't give up. I think that's the biggest advice I can give to anyone. Don't give up. So for those of you out there who are going through the job searching process, I just want to send all the positive energy and strength to you. Just from one person who was just in your shoes last week. Okay, just last week. And 1 week can change so much. I hope you know that. I hope you understand that. And I hope you believe that. Just don't give up. That's what's most important. Anyway, that's it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you did enjoy it, or if it could have helped you in any way. My name is Yeonni, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video. I make mental health related videos here on YouTube and also other things that really excite me or make me happy. So check out my channel if you're interested, and if you like what you see, please make sure to subscribe. That does help me quite a lot. Thank you so much for being here. Once again, sending all of my positive energy for all of you guys who are still in the job searching process. You will get through this. I promise you, you will get through this. And yeah, I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.